This is Oshkosh Today, your connection to events and organizations in the Oshkosh area. Oshkosh Today is supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 Northwest Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us on Oshkosh Today, your source for all things local Oshkosh. I'm your host, Emily Mikowski, and we have a great show lined up for you today with lots of exciting events and organizations in the studio that you aren't going to want to miss. So let's go ahead and see what we have on deck for this show. We've got a sweet start to the show with the 4th annual Frosting for Flight Cupcake Competition and fundraiser for women in aviation. Then we'll get on our boxing gloves and hear all about an event called Let's Knock Out Breast Cancer Round 5. After that, we've got a remote segment. We got out to the Grand Opera House earlier this week to chat about the upcoming Oshkosh Community Players production of Dracula, a great way to kick off the month of October. There's a big event coming up called the Walk to End Alzheimer's, and we'll hear all about this awesome occasion and the cause behind it. Finally, Oshkosh Oktoberfest is right around the corner, and we'll get all the details for this year in our final guest segment. As always, we'll wrap up the show by focusing on health with Aurora Healthcare this week, focusing on midwives. So it is that time of year again. As the weather starts to get a little cooler, I can start to smell the sugary sweetness of the icing in the air. That's right, the Oshkosh Women in Aviation Frosting for Flight Cupcake Competition is right around the corner. And we have Rose Dorsey here from Women in Aviation to tell us all about it. So thanks for joining us today, Rose.
Thanks for having us come in again. Thank you.
Definitely. So, I mean, obviously it's a cupcake competition, so
Right.
Maybe if you want to just tell us a little bit about the event itself.
Yes, it's really a great event. It's a lot of fun. We invite teams of 2 persons to come in and bake a cupcake, decorate a cupcake, choose a theme, and then carry out that theme for the cupcake through table decorations and even dress or costumes. For instance, last year we had an entry where the 2 ladies baked cupcakes that looked like panda bears, and they dressed up as zookeepers and had their table decorated in a kind of a zoology theme, and it was very, very nice. And
so cute. People get really creative with the different themes.
They do. We've had some really great entries the last 3 years. In fact, we've even had some guys teams come up with some really interesting themes. We've had 2 years ago we had some guys who did a men's working man's lunch, they called it, and they had a sandwich on the table, and they had their lunch bucket on the table, and then they baked a Boston cream pie cupcake, and that was a lot of fun. And the men's teams are a lot of fun. So remember, this isn't limited just to women. It's open to men as well.
I was one of the guest judges last year, and there was a men's team in that portion of the competition, and I was very impressed. And I think they ended up being, 1st or 2nd place or something like that.
They got 3rd place, right? The 2 guys last year did a New York City theme, and so they did a New York cheesecake cupcake, and they did a really good job. And it was really fun having them explain the cupcake to the judges. If you recall, they didn't know all the baking
the term
terms.
Raspberry reduction, and we were all just in awe, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But it was so good. And I guess maybe you want to talk about how the competition itself works. So people show up and just bring their cupcakes? Or?
Well, we have an entry form, so they would register ahead of time. I think by October 7th is the cutoff date, and the registration forms are online, or you can contact one of us to get the entry forms. But once they're entered, yes, they bake a cupcake and choose the theme, and then everything about that cupcake is meant to carry out the theme. And the cupcakes are based on, or judged based on, taste, appearance, and how well they carried out the theme. And of course we have prizes, and we have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place plaques, and a few other goodies along the way as well.
And of course, bragging rights. So
bragging rights,
you've got some long-term competition that people keep coming back.
Yeah, in fact, last night I saw one of the men who competed last year, and he asked all about it for this year, and he's ready to go again.
Oh, good.
So,
good.
yeah, he's hoping for a 1st or 2nd this year.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Well, it seems like the not only the organization, but this event has really been growing over the past few years.
Yeah.
This is the 4th annual cupcake competition.
Yes, yeah.
And have you seen an increase in people being a part of it?
We certainly have. Last year we sold out of cupcakes in a very short amount of time. It seems to me we sold about 525 cupcakes in less than 2 hours. And that was really great because we are raising funds for a flight scholarship. In fact, this year our scholarship recipient is a 17-year-old girl from Winneconne, Wisconsin, and she's 17 and just got her private pilot certificate, and we're really happy to be able to award that scholarship to her. And it helps women. We prefer that the scholarship goes to women who are in some sort of flight training, whether they're working on their private pilot certificate or if they're working on an advanced rating. And of course, flying is not an inexpensive thing to do, so these scholarships mean a lot to the people who get them.
Yes, and does the scholarship usually just go to one person, or does it ever, break apart?
Well, right now we have enough funds to give one scholarship per year. It's a $500 scholarship, if I didn't mention that. And but we're hoping, with the right amount of growth, that perhaps we could either increase the scholarship or perhaps offer another scholarship in the future.
Yes, definitely. And you kind of briefly talked about the Women in Aviation organization. Maybe you can go into a little more detail for us. Yeah,
the Women in Aviation organization that's really what it's all about, is encouraging women to get into aviation careers, whether it's through piloting, air traffic control, airport management, or any other form of aviation, but it's really meant to encourage them to do so and then help them get there. The international organization or headquarters gives out well over $500,000 a year in scholarships to women all over the world, really, who are pursuing an aviation or aerospace career.
It's amazing.
And yeah, it really is, and it's a wonderful organization. And of course, we have the local chapter here in Oshkosh, and we're about 20 women or so who are either pilots or just into aviation in some form. And we like to kind of carry on what the headquarters does by giving out a scholarship. And I think this year is the 5th year that we've given a scholarship, so we're very happy to be able to do that.
And what better place to be doing that than in Oshkosh,
Of
the
course.
aviation capital of everywhere.
That's right.
Maybe you can tell me why exactly should community members be coming to this? Why should they be supporting this?
Well, number one, it's a whole lot of fun. I mean,
it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've been there. It's fun to see what the competitors come up with. And by the way, we limit the number of competitors to 10. So if anybody out there is thinking about participating as a competitor, they should register soon. But getting back to the question that you actually asked, it's a good event just to help support women in their careers. And of course, there's a lot of door prizes and things like that. But
yes, and such a wide variety of cupcakes too for sale. How much are the cupcakes?
Yeah, the cupcakes are just they're $1 each, or 6 for $5. So it doesn't have to cost a lot of money to help support a worthy cause.
Oh, not at all.
And we've had, not only do we have the cupcakes that the competitors bring in, but our chapter members and friends also bake cupcakes, and we've had some just really good cupcakes.
I know. I think I went home with like 10 cupcakes last time.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool to come to this event and see how everyone is supporting each other. Everyone's on the same team. Everyone's going towards the same cause. So maybe we got about a minute left if you want to talk about any other fundraising things that you guys do throughout the rest of the year.
Well, yeah, that's a great opportunity to tell you about. September 27th, we'll be at the Oshkosh Farmers Market, and we're looking forward to that. Of course, that's on Saturday morning. We'll be there bright and early, and we were there last year with our coffee because it was a little chilly that morning. But we'll be there, and throughout the year, we do other events at the airport, and even airports in the surrounding area too, where we're selling cupcakes again to raise funds for that scholarship. So we appreciate people coming out, and whether you're coming out to buy cupcakes or to compete, we'd just love to have everyone come in and see what it's all about.
Yes, and you guys have found like the perfect niche for people. I mean, who doesn't like cupcakes, honestly?
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe one more time, if you want to just recap the date of the cupcake competition and where you can get more information.
Sure will. It's Saturday, October 11th. It's from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's at the Whitman Regional Airport in Oshkosh. It's right in the conference room in the main terminal building, so it's easy to find, easy parking. It's a nice family-friendly event, and we have information on our website, but most of our information and photos and things to get you, or ideas to get you motivated, are also on our Facebook page, so that's a good place to go. Women in Aviation Oshkosh is what you're looking for.
Well, we're really looking forward to the event, and thanks as always, Rose, for coming in and telling us all about it.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Coming up next, another thing that is popping up in October is the color pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And one organization is done playing nice with this nasty cancer, and we're going to hear all about that right after this next break.
Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow. When we see a roundabout, take it slow. Then we pick the correct lane and take it slow. When we see a car approach, we yield to the left. When we're in that roundabout, we don't pass anybody yet. Take it slow, take it slow, take it slow.
Visit WisconsinRoundabouts.com for more info from the Wisconsin Department of Transportation.
Want to know what's happening in local government? Stay in the know with City of Oshkosh government meetings, live on TV, City Cable 10, online at OshkoshCommunityMedia.org, and on Community Radio WOCT 101.9 FM. Miss the live coverage? No problem. Catch replays on City Cable 10. Stream online from OshkoshCommunityMedia.org or visit youtube.com/Oshkosh Community Media Services.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and thanks for joining us. Our next guest is getting back in the ring for round 5 of their battle against breast cancer to support the American Cancer Society. So now we have Tom Falk here to tell us all about the latest Let's Knock Out Breast Cancer. So thanks, Tom, as always, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
So first, if you want to just tell us about the event, what does it all entail?
Well, the event this year is October 1st at the Waters here in Oshkosh, the beautiful Waters. And October 1st is actually the first day of Breast Cancer Month. So it's actually a good day to have it.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing is right. And our fundraiser is to raise money for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. And Making Strides is a function of the American Cancer Society.
And so it's on a Wednesday, October 1st, that evening, kind of a appetizer drinks type of thing, or what exactly will the night involve?
The night involves, it starts at 5 o'clock and it goes to 8 p.m. And we do have a cash bar and hors d'oeuvres this year. In the past, the first 4 years, we had a sit-down dinner, and this year we are going away from that, and we are having hors d'oeuvres. And you can get advance tickets for the event. You do not have to purchase tickets to partake in the event. It is a free event.
Okay.
So you can just...
Open to anyone?
It's open to anyone, to the general public, so you can just show up at 5 p.m. and join in and have fun.
Wonderful. And I love the hors d'oeuvres idea. It kind of gets people, from anchoring down in a seat, it keeps them moving around a little bit. So besides snacks and drinks, what other things can we expect at the event this year?
Yes, we are. Like I said, we are having a silent auction, raffles. At 6 p.m. we will have a pink balloon launch. Some of our friends from one of the salons in town are going to be there to do nails, pink nails, of course.
Oh, wonderful.
Right, and they'll also be doing pink hair extensions. And some of the girls want to do a wine wall.
A wine wall?
A wine wall that will consist of many bottles
I
of
like
wine.
the sound of that.
Yeah, correct. And I'm actually soliciting support from a lot of our wineries here in the state of Wisconsin. So the verdict is still out. I'm still waiting to hear back from them.
Wonderful. Well, it sounds like a lot of great things. A silent auction. Do you know any of the items that might be up for auction quite yet, or is it still a little soon?
Well, it's a little soon. Some things are coming in. We do have up for auction. We have some game tickets to Packers. Wisconsin Badgers. We have 4 tickets to the Wisconsin Badgers Illinois game. As a matter of fact, this one I just found out about, and this is a little unique to silent auction, but it's going to happen. We actually got a donation today of, it's a 2.5 ton central air conditioning.
Oh my
Air
gosh.
conditioning unit, right? And that's a little unique and strange, but and that includes installation. So, and that's worth $2,500–3,000. So that's the
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to take advantage of that
Well,
one.
I think few people would probably bid on that. I mean, we got some pretty harsh summers sometimes here in Oshkosh.
Exactly. So yeah, that just came in today.
Wonderful.
So,
a lot of great
exactly.
things. And you actually have somewhat of a celebrity MC, if you want to tell us about that.
We do. This year, Catherine Bradshaw from Channel 2, the morning TV personality, is agreed to be our MC.
Wonderful.
So she will be there and be taking care of business for us. So that is some great news.
Exciting. And do you also have, besides the auction, you have a raffle?
We do.
Okay.
We'll have the can raffles where they people can purchase the tickets and go around. It's a drop can raffle and bid on items. And besides the can raffles, we will be having a 50/50 raffle.
Okay, excellent.
As well.
What other activities? I know you mentioned the balloon drop or the balloon
Launch.
release.
The balloon launch, right? Yeah, the people can purchase a balloon for a donation, and they can write it a note. They'll have we put tags on the strings, and they can write a little note to a loved one.
Very cool.
Best wishes, and we will do the launch simultaneously over Lake Winnebago. So that is always one of the
And the weather will be
favorites.
great, of course, right?
Yes, it will be great. Last year, the wind really didn't cooperate, and it was a little bit of a direct wind. But hopefully, the other years, it was not too much of a wind. And actually, when the wind cooperates, it is really a touching moment.
Oh, yeah.
And the wind and the balloons just kind of drift off. And there's music in the background, and it's really something to
And
see.
what better location than at the waters,
Exactly,
of course, too.
exactly right.
So we got about a minute left. Are you looking for donations currently
We
for
are.
the event?
We are. We will accept donations. We really don't turn down anything. So, yes. So, if there's anyone out there that can help us in donations, please give us a call.
Okay.
And I don't know if the number has been posted.
Yes.
Yes, there are. And they're right up there. Yeah, please give us a call. If you would like to donate anything at 312-4637 or 379-2582.
Yes, and you do have a Facebook page as well, which
We do.
it's got pictures from past events, and it kind of gives you some good updates too. So you
Correct,
can
yes.
just search "Let's Knock Out Breast Cancer" on Facebook, and
Exactly,
it'll take you right
exactly,
there.
yes.
Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to the event, and thanks so much, Tom, again for coming in and telling us all about it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. We're going to take a quick break on Oshkosh Today, and when we come back, make sure you get your flashlights and popcorn ready, because we are going to hear all about the chilling tale of Dracula over at the Grand Opera House with John Rubino. We'll be right back.
Stay connected with Oshkosh Community Media Services and the City of Oshkosh. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube. Sign up for e-updates. More resources, including video, at OshkoshCommunityMedia.org. Oshkosh Community Media is your media on your schedule. Connect with us today.
Hello, everyone, and thank you again for joining us on Oshkosh Today. And now we have traveled over to the Grand Opera House here in Oshkosh to hear all about the latest production for the Oshkosh Community Players. I'm here at the Grand with John Rubino from the Oshkosh Community Players, who's going to tell us a little bit more about your upcoming production here.
Oh, absolutely. Well, our show starts in October. October 3rd runs through the 11th. We'll be doing 6 shows, and tickets are available through the Grand Opera box office, and we'll talk, I think, a little bit more about ticket opportunities in a little bit. So,
Yes. And what exactly is the show this year? Or this
well, the show is
season?
Dracula, and we picked it because it makes sense for an October show.
Oh, definitely.
And it'll lead right into the Grand Opera House's Spirits of the Grand Tours. The Tunnel 24 Speakeasy is the theme this year. And we were looking for a show that would work within the Grand schedule and their season, and this came across our radar, and we picked up on it. So
Well, I mean, it ties in perfectly, like you said, the
Yeah.
time of year and with the Grand Tours and everything.
You bet.
And the Oshkosh Community Players version of this story, what's going to be, I guess you could say, different about the original, classic version?
Sure. Whenever you condense a several hundred-page novel down to an hour-and-a-half play, things have to change. I mean, it just has to. Balderstern and Dean, who did this adaptation, had to, by necessity, take out the fact that this original story took place on several continents over a period of many months, and have condensed that down to several days in Purley, England. The nice thing that they did, though, was they kept some of the main characters, or combined some of them, but your main characters, obviously Dracula, Jonathan Harker, Mina, Lisa, Renfield, the psychotic lunatic madman, and Van Helsing, the vampire slayer, their roles, their characters have remained intact and really help continue the critical portions of the story and bring it to life.
Yeah, so like you said, those critical parts are still there, so
Yeah.
the story is still there, but it might just have a little bit of a twist that you might not
Yeah,
expect.
if you've recently read it or remember it vividly, you'll see plot twists and character developments that don't exactly match the story, but continue to keep that sense of thrill and horror and suspense
fear, I
alive,
think.
and fear.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so who are the people that are representing all these, who's taking part in this production?
Well, Oshkosh Community Players is a group of individuals that have come together. We're a volunteer organization that loves theater, and we're unique in that we invite anybody who has an interest or some experience or wanting to have some experience in theater to come and join us and be part of our organization, be part of this wonderful theater experience. And if you are new to it, we'll help teach you the things that you want to know. If you're experienced, we'll take every bit of experience we can get, and we'll use it. And I think we have a great, open, group. Our auditions are always open, so anybody can come and audition. We'll see veterans coming back year after year, of course. Our character that plays Dracula, for example, has been in 1, 2, 3 shows in the last 4. But we have some new faces from both the Oshkosh community and even down in Fond du Lac. We have one of our characters is a woman from Fond du Lac. So we have that open building, open audition process and open community.
And yeah, that's one of the coolest things that I think about the Oshkosh Community Players is it's really open to anyone, young, old, experience not necessary, or I mean, if you've got it, like you said, you'll take it.
You bet, you bet.
I know we wanted to talk about a little bit of a partnership that you have coming up with this program.
Yes, we when we were talking about ways to market this, one of the ideas that came across was the blood center, doing a blood drive. So I saw one of the blood center representatives at the farmers market several weeks ago, and I said, look, I'm blah, 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 so and so, and we're doing Dracula. And her face just lit up. So she immediately recognized the possible...
It's a genius idea.
Yeah, you know, or a lucky guess, one of the two. But so we talked with them. We were really hoping that we could do a weekend blood drive right here in the Grand Opera House. The Grand said, yeah, go ahead. Unfortunately, schedules just couldn't work out. So what we have done instead is we're going to be, Oshkosh Community Players is going to be their business of the week from September 29th to October 3rd, which is the week that the show opens, October 3rd. And if you go in and donate blood, you will get a discount ticket voucher. And it's a pint-size voucher. Since you're going to give a pint of blood, we will give you a ticket to any show for $16.
Excellent.
So it's a little savings off the $20 and $18 ticket price. But really what it does is it helps get the word out about the need for blood, and it really was a kind of a natural fit for this show.
Definitely. Well, one last question, I guess, is why Dracula? Why did you choose this time? People would say that it's been performed, countless times. So why choose such a classic?
Well,
story?
that's one of the reasons, because it is a classic story, and it fit in the schedule, obviously. But even with a classic story that's been told time and time again, there's always something new and fresh that can be brought to it. Our director, Anna Marie Sullivan, has really struggled to bring this, not struggled, she has worked very diligently to bring this into a theater and take advantage of the history of this theater and not be cheesy and stereotypical. She's working with the cast to develop their characters so that you can see the fears and the flaws that each character has.
And connect with it.
And connect with it. And see that fatal flaw that they have to overcome in order to defeat Dracula. And by doing that, allow the audience to connect with the actors on stage and really become part of the story, and also to feel the fear and the tensions that they feel as they're dealing with this monster who is taking over their lives and destroying the people around them.
Well, it sounds like it is going to be an awesome production.
We are really looking forward to it.
Yes,
So.
and ticket sales are going on right now.
Ticket sales are available now, and you can get them through the Grand Opera House box office. It's grandoperahouse.org, and you can link to the box office there. You can find links on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Oshkosh Community Players, or a link on our website, which is Oshkosh Community Theater, THEATRE.
That's always my question. I never know if it's RE or DR.
.org. And I want to encourage your viewers to donate blood, and you can do that by setting up an appointment at the Oshkosh Community Blood Center. They're out on Amro Road, 2100 Amro Road.
Excellent. Well, not only a great production, but another great opportunity to help someone else.
Absolutely.
So we're really looking forward, and thanks again for having us out to
Well,
the Grand.
thanks for
to talk
coming
about
out
it.
and sharing our show with your community.
Definitely. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break here on Oshkosh Today, and we'll be back in the studio with more right after this.
The kittens are coming! The kittens are coming! The Oshkosh Area Humane Society is being invaded by cute, cuddly cats and kittens. They are everywhere and have taken over the shelter. There is no escaping them.
Director, we must do something about all these cats and kittens.
You are right, shelter manager. I know what we'll do. Every cat and kitten in the building is free.
Catzilla Days at the Oshkosh Area Humane Society.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today. So many Americans in America are suffering from Alzheimer's disease, and one organization here in the Fox Valley is hoping to change that. We have Nick Ewald here from the Alzheimer's Association to tell us about this year's Walk to End Alzheimer's. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks. I'm really happy to be here. The Walk to End Alzheimer's is coming up on October 4th. It's a Saturday. It's going to be from 8 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the morning, and it's at Fox City Stadium where the Tim Rattlers play ball, and it's a great event for people to sort of come together and show a united front against this terrible disease. And it's a great way to raise awareness and a great way to raise funds as well.
Definitely. And it couldn't be a better location. I mean,
Absolutely.
You just can't help but get pumped up when you're walking into that stadium.
That's right.
It's just great. It'll be a great time of year, great weather, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the walk itself. I mean, what exactly does that all entail? Are they just walking around the stadium, or what are they doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So to get involved with the Walk to End Alzheimer's, first you'll typically register online at our website, alz.org/walk, and then you'll be all set to come to the walk. And then once you get to the stadium, so you get there, register, and then we'll have a bucket raffle. And then after everybody's sort of signed in, we start with our opening ceremony. We have a great ceremony called our Promise Garden ceremony, where we have a different colored flower representing different aspects of people affected with Alzheimer's. For example, whether you're a caregiver, whether if there's somebody actually diagnosed with Alzheimer's in the crowd. And it's just a really nice way to just recognize everybody affected on that front.
Very cool. And so then, the kickoff ceremony, and then you get to walk in. Is there a length of the walk, or is it kind of like a real life for life type of thing where they continuously are going?
No, it'll be an actual route. So
Okay.
The route is right around 2.5 miles. It takes place, it'll go from the stadium, and it'll go back in the Fox Valley Tech Trails back there, and then it just loops all the way back to the stadium where we have our closing ceremonies, where we recognize some of our top fundraisers and recognize just some of our the go-getters that have really made the walk a success from year to year.
Definitely. And how many years has this event been going on for? Has it been a long-term type thing, or is it relatively new?
Yeah, it's been at Fox City Stadiums for the last couple of years.
Okay.
But otherwise, it's been our kind of flagship event for a long time now.
Very cool. And I love how it kind of goes through that trail, that beautiful trail there. So how exactly is this event raising money and raising funds for the cause?
Oh, right now it's nationwide. So if anybody out there wants to participate, they would be participating in the world's largest event raising funds for Alzheimer's disease. Okay. So that's one really aspect that we like to sell. But the funds that you raise, so if you make a donation, you're funding our programs. So if you go to an Alzheimer's support group sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association, if you utilize our helpline, which is 1-800-272-3900, which is another great resource we like to use. And a portion will also go to research. We donate a portion to research just because that's the only way we're going to get somewhere in finding a cure for this disease one day.
What else is going on that day outside of the walk itself? Anything else fun to look forward to? I know you said there was a raffle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's a bucket raffle. Fang, the mascot for the Tim Rattlers, is out there for everybody to hang out with.
Fun.
And it's just a lot of great educational materials and things like that. And one thing we really like to sell is the fundraising is important with this. The fundraising is very important, but we also like to really emphasize that it's all about awareness as well. That's the sort of the other side of that coin. And it's just a great way for people to come together.
Definitely. Maybe you want to give us a little background for those of us that aren't as familiar with Alzheimer's disease. If you want to maybe describe a little bit what exactly it is and what's involved with that.
Yeah, it's an incredibly unfortunate disease. It absolutely decimates just every kind of whoever it touches. And then so that's one reason why we're so passionate about the Walk to End Alzheimer's, because it gives us sort of that fuel to fight back. So Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia, and dementia is sort of a generic term for any memory loss or any other kind of loss of cognitive function that's enough to affect your day-to-day life. And Alzheimer's is the most common type of dementia, so it affects around 50 to 80% of all individuals diagnosed with some kind of dementia. So what basically happens is when Alzheimer's sets in, it basically impairs cells in your brain from doing their job properly. And another common thought is that there are different plaques and kind of twists that occur in your brain that basically slowly start to shut down your brain's function until, unfortunately, the person passes from complications due to that process.
Yeah, and you said 50 to 80%, so it's pretty hard to find someone who has not been affected by Alzheimer's disease. And it not only affects the person with the disease, but also the people around them. I know you had a question on here about the workplace. How exactly is Alzheimer's affecting the workplace? Somewhere you wouldn't think it would be affecting.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it affects, just like you said, it doesn't just affect the person who's diagnosed. It affects the entire gamut of people who are involved with that person. So whether it's a family member who's getting more stress at work because they need to take care of that individual, and just if somebody needs to, leave work to go run, if somebody has an emergency, or an individual with Alzheimer's, happens to wander or something like that. So it's just
It's just widely around.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
Just kind of scary. And for people in this area that are dealing with not only having Alzheimer's disease, but who are dealing with it, are there places for them to go to ask questions or get support for that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can just contact our association's helpline. It'll be 1-800-272-3900, and then they'll be able to get you in touch with any local support groups that you like to have, any local resources just to educate yourself, any other trainings within the community. And then you can also find that online at alz.org.
Okay, and there's so much information on there. I was checking it out before the show. There's really endless amounts of things that you can find on there. So it's a great resource. And this walk and everything, this is happening now. Are there any other things throughout the rest of the year that you guys do to help promote awareness?
Yes, we do. We do have a couple we have a great spring event held in Neenah every year called An Evening to Remember. We have a golf outing in Green Bay. And there's all sorts of other events that we call third-party events, where just people that are really passionate about the disease will put on their own. So we like to advertise those as well.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but the walk is definitely the one, kind of our, like I said, our flagship events, what we like to put the most focus in. And it's a big part of the reason why we get to do what we do. It funds all of our programs and all of our services. And it's a really big reason why we're able to do the great things that we do.
And it's not, it's in Appleton at the Fox City Stadium. It's not central to Appleton. It's open to anyone. Do you need to register, or how can you register once more?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know we're on Oshkosh Today plugging an event that's technically held in Appleton, but as you say, it's open for anybody in the Fox Valley. It's totally free of charge. Donations strongly encouraged. Obviously, I mean, any donation is fantastic, whether it's $5,000 or 50 cents. That's money that we did not have before that we now do have, and it's definitely going towards a good cause. And the easiest way to sign up is register online, again, alz.org/walk. And you can sign up as an individual. You can sign up for what's called a walk team, where you can get yourself and a group of individuals from work, family, friends, neighbors, and just kind of fundraise on your own accord that way, and then come to the walk and just have a good time.
Wonderful. Well, we're really looking forward to the event, and we can't wait to get out there and see all the purple t-shirts out there too.
Yeah, that's right.
So thanks again, Nick, for coming in and telling us all about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Coming up next, it would not be October in Oshkosh without the Oshkosh Oktoberfest. So authentic food, music, and garb will get you into the traditional German spirit here in Oshkosh. We'll hear all about it right after this.
Wisconsin is losing our World War II veterans. If you were a World War II veteran, or you know one who hasn't gone on an honor flight to D.C., please help us. The Wisconsin Broadcasters Association is partnering with all Wisconsin Honor Flight hubs to make sure every eligible vet remaining who served their country so selflessly gets the chance to go. It's time for them to see their memorial. It's time for their flight. To learn more or to make a donation, go to wisconsinhonorflight.org.
Thinking about dealing drugs in our county? think again.
Welcome back to Oshkosh Today, and unfortunately I left my dirndl dress at home for this segment on the German tradition here in Oshkosh, but we're sure to get into the festive spirit here with Matt Miller about the 2014 Oktoberfest. So Matt, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, my pleasure. Prost.
Yes, Prost. What is Prost?
It's cheers.
Oh,
it's,
geez, cheers.
To your health.
I always learn so much whenever you come in here for Irish Fest, Oktoberfest. It's just always a learning experience for me. So when is Oktoberfest this year, Matt?
Oktoberfest, it will be October 4th this year. This is actually our 5th anniversary of the Oktoberfest, and we're all excited. We got a lot of great things planned.
Yes. Is it the same location as usual, or is it in a new place this
Last year we moved locations. It's actually part of Sweetwater Marina and Dockside Tavern there in the corner of 6th and Oregon. And we have this giant heated warehouse that we're able to use, and then a field next door for our wiener dog races and all. It's turned out to be a great facility and great use for us.
Yes, and it seems as though it's been growing over the past years.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, more people are becoming aware of it, and there's a large German heritage here in Oshkosh, which I didn't realize.
That's right, and everybody should know this is an authentic Oktoberfest. So we have all sorts of German show bands and dancers and music, food, all sorts of activities going on, and a lot of fun for kids of all ages.
Yes, and before we get into the details of that, maybe you want to give us a little history on why exactly you started having an authentic Oktoberfest.
Sure. This is part of Oshkosh Festivals, a 501c3 nonprofit. We started our Irish Fest the year prior to the start of Oktoberfest, and what we're doing is raising money for local charities, and we're also trying to bring in new tourism dollars. And I'm very proud to say that in our existence, since our founding in 6 years ago, we have so far raised over $100,000 for our charity partners. So it's been a very successful run for us, and like you said, we're growing, and we hope to do much more.
It's amazing. And who exactly, what are the charities that are getting benefited?
We select different charities for the different events. This year, Oktoberfest is benefiting the Cerebral Palsy of Mideast, Wisconsin, as well as the Oshkosh chapter for the Habitat for Humanity.
Wonderful.
So hopefully we do very well and bring in a lot of money for those groups.
Yes, I'm sure you will, and they're great groups. I mean, any group that you choose to support is great. And you said there is a beer hall involved in the Oktoberfest. So
that's right.
What's all with that?
We call it our authentic beer hall, and so we've converted this giant warehouse into our big area with a big stage. We have area for games and our food and all the different activities. We have some cultural activities going on and some children's games. But then we utilize the parking lot and the outside field. One of the big things that's turned out to be the largest draw is our wiener dog races.
Yes.
So the annual running of the wiener dogs, and we have a lot of fun with that, and as well as all sorts of Olympics and our beer run. So
the beer run. Elaborate on that a little bit for us.
It's a 2K beer run. We utilize the brand new Riverwalks. So there's actually 6 beer stops. It's not a race, and you don't have to run.
Oh,
but,
good. I don't know if I could run after all those 6. You said 6 beer stops.
6 beer stops.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not full beers, but anyway, again, it's for a lot of fun. It's also a costume contest, so we have a lot of prizes and stuff for those who dress up. We encourage German costumes like the lederhosen or the dirndls, and people come out. People have a lot of fun. It's turned out to be a huge success, and we love putting it on.
Definitely, and I know so many people look forward to it every year. So you've got the beer run, you've got the wiener dog races. What kind of entertainment can we look forward to? I know you've got a few people set up for that.
Yeah, we have some great German show bands. We're kicking off the day with the Tuba Dan Band. We have Alte Kameraden, which is a very popular, very large German show band in the area. They'll be playing, followed by Blaskapelle Milwaukee, another very large German show band, and then these are Umpapa bands, and of course we're going to end the night with our own Copper Box. So have a whole day of entertainment, but then in between we're doing all sorts of games. We call it our Oktoberfest Olympics. So we have a barrel run, we have a Maßkrugstemmen, which is actually a Stein holding contest.
Yes.
We have Stein relay races. and some other, a Frankfurter eating contest. So
Oh,
we have all
geez.
sorts of things going on. I mean, it's a whole day of fun, and again, it's to raise money for some good causes.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's impossible to get bored at an event like this. It sounds like there's so much going on. I'm sure there'll be a lot of dancing with these awesome bands.
A lot of dancing and bands, and the food, our authentic German food provided by the Roxy is just amazing, and people love it.
What kind of food can we expect?
Well,
that's always my most important question in these interviews is what's with the food? What's going on?
Well, he introduced something new this year to me. He's calling it a Krautkuchen, I think it's called. But anyway, these are authentic German dishes with the red cabbage and the sauerkraut and the sausages and the roast pork. And
my mouth is watering just hearing about it.
And of course, a good German meal wouldn't be complete without the good German beers. So we have all sorts of Oktoberfest beers being featured, but then we have our Paulaner, our Hackershore, and Hofbrau beers, so it's like I said, a true authentic Oktoberfest. It's a lot of fun.
And you do have a ceremonial beer keg tapping ceremony, right?
That's right. Thankfully, our mayor is very good at helping us launch our event with the ceremonial tapping of the keg. And so our mayor, Mayor Bergtauer, will get up there and tap the keg and officially launch the Oktoberfest. And it's just a whole lot of fun, a lot of ceremony and dancing and just a good time.
Very fun. And it's not all beer drinking and sausage eating.
Gosh, no.
There are children games available too. Maybe.
No, right. And I'm glad you brought that up. This is a very family-friendly event. Yes, there are some activities that involve drinking, so for over 21, for 21 and over. But then we also have a lot of children's games. We have a crafts tent. We have several different children inflatables going on. It is a completely free event. So there's no reason why you can't come out and experience something. Like I said, there's something for everybody, and we hope the community really enjoys it and really gets into it.
Yes. And is there any way to get a ticket, or you just kind of show up at the door and
just show up? Like I said, it's at the corner of 6th and Oregon, in the parking lot of the Dockside Tavern there, in a giant warehouse owned by Sweetwater Marina. So it's a lot of fun, and we're protected by the elements if we need to be. Otherwise, we are doing some of the activities like the wiener dog races outside. So.
And those things you do have to register for if you want to participate.
Register
in the
day
beer run
of.
Or the wiener.
The day of.
Okay.
The only thing you might want to register beforehand, you'll save a little bit of money. So is the beer run, and that gives us an idea of how many T-shirts we need to print up. So as part of the beer run, you get 6 beer stops, a T-shirt, and of course, just a whole lot of fun.
A lot of laughs, I can imagine, with these awesome costumes you guys are going to have this year too.
Yeah, thinking back, some of the costumes like Scooby-Doo, and the Mad Scientist, but a lot of the German costumes, which is really fun. A lot of the women dressed up in the dirndls and the men dressed up in the lederhosen. And it's just, it's really neat to see.
Wonderful. Well, we can't wait for it. October 4th?
Saturday, October 4th. The beer run starts at 11 o'clock. The ceremonial tapping the keg is at 2 o'clock, but it goes from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., all sorts of activities all day long.
Yes, and you've got a great website, so people can go there for more information, or the Facebook page as well.
Facebook page, right. OshkoshOktoberfest.com.
Yes. Well, Matt, thanks as always for coming in and telling us all
Thank you,
about this. We're going to take a quick break here on Oshkosh Today, and when we return, we'll take a few minutes to focus on health. This time we'll focus on midwives. We'll be right back.
Stay connected with Oshkosh Community Media Services and the City of Oshkosh. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube. Sign up for e-updates. More resources, including video, at OshkoshCommunityMedia.org. Oshkosh Community Media is your media on your schedule. Connect with us today.
If you stop and think about it, your local park and recreation department brings more to your life than you may realize. Support your local park and recreation department. This quality of life moment brought to you by the Wisconsin Park and Recreation Association.
back to Oshkosh Today, and thanks for joining us. Midwives have been around for centuries and continue to play an important role in women's health of all ages. It's time to focus on health with our friends at Aurora Healthcare with Ted Stefaniak and learn more about the modern-day midwives. Take a look.
This Focus on Health segment is brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Hello and welcome to Focus on Health. I'm Ted Stefaniak. Today we're at the Aurora Medical Center in Oshkosh and we're in the labor and delivery department. Yeah, just behind these doors over here, little babies all over the place. It's great, and there's nothing more exciting than a newborn. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between an OB and a midwife. You may not know much about midwifery, but today we're going to talk to Brenna Reimer about the benefits it has for all women. Well, thank you for taking some time with us today. We're talking about a midwife, and I guess just kind of give us an idea of what's the definition of a midwife these days.
So a midwife is an advanced practice nurse practitioner who has specific training in taking care of women throughout their reproductive lifespan, from puberty through menopause, and specifically in taking care of pregnant women and helping deliver their babies.
Yeah. So not a doctor, but actually a nurse, though.
Yes, absolutely. Our training is nursing focused. We start out as a RN, and then we get a master's degree in nursing and focusing on midwifery.
Okay, so what does a midwife do?
So a midwife can provide everything from basic primary care for a well woman to providing birth control, annual exams, screening things like pap smears, mammograms, and taking care of a pregnant woman throughout her pregnancy and helping deliver her baby and taking care of her afterwards.
So would a person set up appointments with you directly, or are you more like a physician assistant?
They would set up an appointment with us directly. We have our own clinic hours, we take our own patients, and the midwives here at Aurora work as a group practice. So when we have a pregnant patient, they meet all of us so that they know who's going to be with them when they go into labor and have their baby. We try and practice in a true group style so that all of our pregnant patients feel completely supported by all four of the midwives and are comfortable when they come into labor that the person who's here with them is going to be somebody that they know and trust.
Yeah, that's good, because babies don't always stay on schedule, do they?
Absolutely not. Babies come when babies want to come, and so we always want to make sure that somebody that you know is here with you when you're in labor.
And I think a perception of a midwife is that is somebody that helps deliver babies at home. Is that true, or what's the difference between somebody that would do that at home compared to somebody at say, a hospital?
That's a very good question, because there is a really big difference between a home birth midwife and a midwife who works in the hospital, such as the Aurora midwives. A home birth midwife, there are two types of midwives in Wisconsin. There's a licensed midwife and a direct entry midwife. Licensed midwives have some formal training, and they have to pass a national certification exam. A direct entry midwife is primarily trained through an apprenticeship. Both of those midwives don't have a nursing background. They're not advanced practice nurse prescribers, so they can't prescribe medications, and they can't get privileges in a hospital. So if they needed to transfer the patient that they were taking care of at home to a hospital, they would have to transfer that care to a doctor in the hospital. A certified nurse midwife, which is what we all are here at Aurora, is an advanced practice nurse prescriber as well as a nurse midwife. So we have a very extensive formal training through a master's degree, like I was saying, and we can prescribe medications. We have privileges here at the hospital, so we can admit our own patients, take care of them while they're here, and discharge them home afterwards. So there is a really big difference in the education path for a home birth midwife as opposed to a hospital delivery midwife. Not that that makes a home birth midwife bad, it just means that it's a very different skill set and different training system for them.
Yeah. So why would a person then choose a midwife as, say, compared to a traditional doctor?
OBGYN?
Yeah.
One of the nice things about midwifery care is that midwives come from a nursing background, so we see all of the phases of a woman's life as normal physiological changes in their whole system. We look at the whole woman, not just their physical health, but their spiritual and their emotional health as well. And we try very hard to give a very holistic type of health care. We're very lucky. We get to spend lots of time with our patients. We get to develop really strong relationships with our patients. We get to have longer appointment times. And I think that that's one of the things that some women are searching for when they're looking for care during their pregnancies especially.
Yeah, sounds like definitely a more personal experience. And
it very much can be.
Yeah.
And that's not to say anything bad about OBGYNs,
Right.
because we have some incredibly wonderful OBGYNs here as well, and they're very supportive of the midwives and of our model of care. But if you are a normal, healthy woman and you want that sort of hands-on approach, choosing a midwife might be right for you.
Yeah. You mentioned holistic approach and things like that. Does that mean you don't use epidurals or any other pain medicine? Or are you pretty much on your own when it comes to pain?
Absolutely not. No, we will happily prescribe an epidural for any woman who desires one, but we're also able to be more hands-on during the labor, so if somebody doesn't want an epidural, we can help support them through that as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting approach. What is your favorite part about being a midwife?
I think I love my job. I think every day in clinic I learn something new and I meet a new woman and I get to listen to her life experience. But I think my favorite part is the moment when a mother sees her baby for the first time. And it's just this amazing light going on in her eyes and realizing that everything has changed. And now all of a sudden, this is what she has accomplished in this moment. And she's suddenly a mother. Whether it's her first baby or her fifth, she's suddenly a mother again.
Yeah.
So.
It sounds like a very rewarding job.
It is. It's incredible.
Yeah. Thanks for taking some time with us today.
Thank you very much.
Certainly a great option for women. And if you'd like to know more about the midwives here at Aurora, you can give Brenna or any of the other midwives a call at 303-8700. They can answer all of your questions. I'm Ted Stefaniak, and we'll see you next time on Focus on Health.
This Focus on Health segment has been brought to you by Aurora Healthcare.
Thanks again to Ted and our friends at Aurora for our Focus on Health this week. It looks like that's going to do it for this episode of Oshkosh Today. Make sure you tune in to CATV2 for all your community programming. Check us out at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org for replays of your favorite shows, or you can also go to our YouTube channel and share them with your friends. Of course, you can also hear Oshkosh Today and other programs on the radio at 101.9 WOCT, which is also streaming online on the OCMS website or on the TuneIn Radio app for mobile devices. Don't forget to like our Facebook page or follow us on Twitter for both city and programming updates. And finally, if you're a Pinterest fan, you can check out our board for the latest snapshots of the city. If you'd like to be a guest on our show, you can email me at emackowski@ci.oshkosh.wi.us. And thanks again for joining us on our new fall set here on Oshkosh Today, and we'll see you next time.
Oshkosh Today was supported in part by the Friends of OCM, Aurora Healthcare, 855 North West Haven Drive. Set design provided by House of Flowers, 1920 Algoma Boulevard. To find replay times for Oshkosh Today, to be a guest on the show, or to watch online, visit our website at oshkoshcommunitymedia.org.